Hey everyone, welcome to the video. This is an update for the Poison Pathfinder Plasma Blast build. The changes that I've made in this are going to give you around about 500k DPS increase or up to 500k DPS increase depending on your budget. I'm going to provide a list of different options depending on your budget, anything from 0 Divine, aside from the Time Lost Emerald, up to 50 odd Divine. And depending on how much you're willing to spend, you're going to get more DPS out of it. Right, so what have I done? Essentially, most of these changes, or all of these changes, in fact, have just been getting rid of inefficient jewels and pathing a little bit better. So what have we done? I've removed the From Nothing Diamond, which was up here, and I've then been able to regain 3 passive points from these 3 nodes. Now, the reason I've done that is because this is a great area for a Time Lost Emerald or a Time Lost Jewel of any description. So I wanted to see what I could do here, and it turns out actually we get a lot out of utilizing a Time Lost Emerald here and gaining those 3 passive points back, because 3 passive points plus a jewel slot is actually quite a lot to pay for 75% increased attack damage. So I picked up this Time Lost Emerald. The 2 affixes that I think are really important here is upgrading radius to large, and small passive skills in radius also grant 1% chance to poison on hit. The reason that the poison on hit is important is because that allows us to then remove another poison chance node. So we gain poison chance around here, we lose this node, and then we now have 4 passive points available. That means that we can then go here and navigate all the way down to this jewel slot, and if we have 50 Divine, we can just put Prism of Belief Diamond +3 level to all Plasma Blast skills, and you can gain 450,000 DPS from this change and 50,000 DPS from this change. Now, the 50,000 DPS increase from this accounts for the loss of the 75% attack damage. So it's almost as if we've still got that 75% attack damage. Those 2 other affixes are really doing a lot of work here. So increased poison duration is really good, and increased damage with hits against rare and unique enemies is really good. It's not guaranteed that you're going to be able to find something like this, so just try as best you can to find something that just ups the damage of the build. The really important thing, though, is being able to go down to here and grab this jewel socket if you want to put a bit of further investment into the build. Now, if you don't have 50 Divine, which is perfectly understandable, there are a couple of other options. So one of the best options is probably just picking up another one of these or something close to this. Again, with that 8% chance to poison on hit, you can then take another one of these off. So you can take another poison chance off and add into critical damage instead. So that, coupled with that and the inherent DPS increase that you get from this, it's going to equal around about 150 to 200k DPS increase depending on your gear, and that's going to cost you 3 Divine. So it's going to cost you 2 to 3 Divine for this and an annulment or something for this. Alright. If you don't have the currency to do anything but buy a Time Lost Emerald, then you could use these 4 points for a couple of different things. So if you want to go for a fence, you can pick up these 3 nodes here plus this node here for roughly 70,000 DPS increase plus the 40 to 50 DPS increase that you'll get here. So roughly 110, 120,000 DPS increase. You can go for a Kite Runner, so you can go up here instead. So rather than anointing Kite Runner, you can just grab that with 4 points, and then you can anoint for something else, which is going to give you variable DPS increase, or maybe some defenses, or whatever it is that you think you need anointed on your amulet. If you get to level 96, there are actually a couple of options for a 5-point investment. So you can go up to here and go for Throat Seeker, although that is going to require you to have quite a good amount of critical hit chance, because critical hit chance is really important for this build. If you want to go defensive, you can actually go down here for 5 points and pick up Escape Strategy and Careful Consideration. If you do this, you're going to get a lot of synergy with evasion, because you're going to be able to take advantage of sustainable practices and deflection. If that is not really what you want and you'd rather go for stats, you can actually use 4 points or even 5 points to pick up this cluster here. That has some synergy with enhanced reflexes, because you're also benefiting from the 8% increased dexterity. That could then unlock a couple of options for items, so you could then pick up additional rarity, because you'd have that affix available to you, because you wouldn't be needing additional stats on your armor, or jewels as an example. So yeah, basically this change has given me a 500k DPS increase, because I had the currency to buy this Prism of Belief Diamond. It's also important to note that the Prism of Belief Diamond itself does seem to be going down in price, so you might better wait until this becomes affordable. But yeah, this change has given me a 500k DPS increase for this build. Later on down the line, we're going to try and push this even further, try to get to like 5 million DPS, but currently we're now sitting at 2.5 million DPS for the build. We're one-shotting pinnacle bosses, we're one-shotting map bosses, easily clearing T15, T16 delirium, 6 modded maps, no problem. Yeah, like no problem with any of that content whatsoever. Uber Arbiter of Ash, we have been one-shotting Uber Arbiter of Ash. There does seem to be a little bit of inconsistency still with Uber Arbiter of Ash, so trying to work on like what is going on there. But yeah, we one-shot it 3 times in a row and then had a problem on the 4th time. I don't know if that's because I messed up or not. Later on down the line this week, I'm going to run it 10 times in a row and see what the outcome of that is and report back with another update when I get the data. Alright, so that's everything for this update. That's an extra 500k DPS for you. If you found this interesting, if you liked it, then please do leave a like, maybe even a subscribe. If you've got anything that you want to talk about, discuss, maybe you've got an idea, maybe you don't think this is going to work, or maybe you think there's something better to do, then you could definitely put a comment in below and I'll reply to it. If you'd like to see the actual build in action, I run streams Monday to Saturday at Twitch TV. So that's twitch.tv/FatherExile. Anyway, thank you very much for getting this far. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in the next video. Yeah, have a good one. Bye.